Hey everybody, what's up? Welcome back to the channel and welcome to a new video. Now when last we met, I was leaving Texas, driving through New Mexico and Arizona and on home to Las Vegas, where I got this fancy new haircut and this new shirt. Well, if you remember in that last video, I was happy for a bunch of reasons, but there was one that I left out, and that was for the first time I had a trip with no bad weather. So I signed off and I was in a good mood, but you know my luck. It had to happen. This. Well, what can I say? It just follows me everywhere. That's the weather out west. This is what it looked like driving through it. But you know what? I got through it. No big deal. One of these days I'm going to have a whole trip with great weather. One of these days. Moving on. Right now, I'm in Salt Lake City, Utah, and I just had to get a load of tires unloaded. That takes forever. I'm talking 53 feet from front to back, from floor to ceiling of just tires that have to be unloaded one by hand and scanned and everything. It takes forever. Then my next load is to pick up at Coca-Cola in Draper, Utah. And every time we go to Coca-Cola, there's something called a pickup number. You give them that and they find your load and whatever. Every time I come to Coca-Cola, the pickup number's wrong. So I thought, not this time. I'm going to do some legwork. So I thought, if I can just get the number to shipping and receiving, I can find out what the numbers usually start with or end with and get on the phone with dispatch and get it all figured out. The problem is, how do I get the number to shipping and receiving? Well, you know, Google knows. Okay, so here we go. Let's crank up the Google machine and type in Swire Coca-Cola in Draper, Utah. So this is what I do. I go to the reviews section and the photos, and I'm banking on the fact that some truck driver took a picture of that sign and posted it to the reviews. And if I'm right, then the phone number will be on there and I'm in business. But hopefully somebody took a picture of that sign and posted it. Oh, what do we have here? Bam! So there we go. I can zoom in and see the numbers, 801, 800, whatever. I can call them up and find out what their PO numbers or pickup numbers start with, and I'm in business. Now that we got that all straightened out, there's only one thing left to do. Let's get started. So here's a quick little view of what it's like to back up for those of you who have never backed up a 53-foot trailer. And it's kind of my view with my head out the window. You see my arm, you can't see my head. One day I want to do like a real backing video, but I need 3 or 4 cameras to do that, to really show y'all what we see from the seat and what we don't see, which is actually the more important part, how much we can't see. But for now, this will do. And it's just a pretty cool shot, actually. I just wanted to get in the video, but maybe y'all can appreciate it. Now look, I had plenty of room, so it was nice and easy. I got it in one shot with no pull-ups, but that's only because there was a ton of room, which is rare. Now, you can probably imagine that soft drinks are real heavy, and we cannot weigh more than 80,000 pounds gross. So the nice people at Coca-Cola put a scale on premises, so before we even leave, we can figure out what we weigh. There's a little box that shows you what your weight is, and it's kind of hard to see with the video, but look at the weight, 73,420. Perfect. So here we go. I got loaded, went down 15 south and got on Highway 6 in Utah and started, I think it's about 34 miles uphill, leading up to something called Soldier Summit. It's a grind, man. I mean, I'd hate to have to do that in the wintertime, but wait, it is wintertime. It just happened to be sunny today. Anyway, you get to the top and there's something called Tie Fork Rest Area, which is a rest area, but it's sort of got a railroad theme, as you can see. Those aren't my kids. I don't know who those are for. But they got locomotives and railroad tracks and some kind of water thing here. I don't know what that is. Of course, I had to be funny and take a picture. I had to lay my head on the railroad tracks waiting on the double E. Poor, pitiful me, right? Anyway, what goes up must go down. And all of that driving uphill means you got to go downhill about the same distance. And it's a windy bastard, so you're going to be using the Jake brake a lot because some of these grades are 5 and 6%. So be ready. You don't want to overheat your brakes and start to smoke them. But look, when you get to the bottom, look how they sheared the mountain. Look how flat it is. I don't know what they used to cut through that mountain, but it's better than going over it, I tell you that. But man, that was amazing the first time I saw that. You see that, but usually not on that high of a peak. So I did a lot of driving, and I had decided to stay at the Golden Gate Truck Plaza in Silt, Colorado. But on my way there, I was talking to my friend BFB, and he told me, hey, there's a rest area in Rifle, Colorado that's sort of off the interstate a little bit. And in town, there's a restaurant called Shooters, where the waitresses carry guns. I was like, what? So I had to go to Google and get the story on that. Okay, Shooters, here we go. Let's see what it says. Home of Colorado's famous open carry waitstaff, Step into America, gun-themed and old-timey American restaurant. Highlights, LGBTQ friendly. What is... Look, it's 2021 in Colorado. This isn't Mississippi in 1958 where you can deny service to people. Just walk in and sit down. It's fine. Let's read the reviews. Jimmy Allen, wildest place west of the Mississippi. Girls and guns and fun. Food is great as well. I had the TRUMP special burger. Look, I got to spell that out because YouTube has special like listening software where they can detect speech. And if you say something that YouTube doesn't like, they'll take your page or your channel down. And I don't want that because I just started it. So, matter of fact, if anybody from YouTube is listening, I love Joe Biden. I love Kamala Harris. I love Nancy Pelosi. So please don't take my channel down, please. Okay, now we got that out the way. Let's look at that. They really do carry guns. Yowie, wowie. Even the pregnant one has a gun. Okay, so I decided I'm definitely going. So I looked up, how long of a walk is it from the rest area to this place? So you see it's a 1.6 miles in about 23 minutes. But you see that little red line that I drew on there? That's some old abandoned bridge that if I just cut across that, it'll save me a good 10 minutes. So, abandoned bridge, I'm in. Okay, so it's over the bridge we go. Now, the sign said no trespassing, but I'm sure they weren't really serious about that. Look at this, man. Now, you know from my previous videos and a couple of videos before that I just love flowing water. But you add in a sunset, some rocks, some busted up concrete, an old rickety bridge that's about to fall down, some railroad tracks, and some perfect weather, and that's a 10 out of 10. I mean, I'm in heaven right here. I even hang off the bridge to get the perfect shot. Check that out, man. That old busted up wood or rotten wood. But yeah, I'm all in on this. And then after I crossed the bridge, the next part of my adventure began. So I'm thinking if I can make it to that pole, this pole, that'll give me something to grab onto and help me get down. But the problem is, it's like really slippery and loose rocks right here. Okay, grab this rock. I feel like a rock climber. All right, got it. All right, where to now? Path of least resistance is this way. All right. Please don't let there be any snakes. Shit, I'm almost to the water now. Here we go. All right. Oh, y'all, you don't even know. I am in heaven right now. I'm on the banks of the river. Don't look at me, look at this. That water, you can't tell from the video, it is flowing so fast. There's so much current there. Look at that, mamma mia. I don't want to blind y'all with the sun. Look at that, This water is ice cold. pretty much what you would expect. But see that rock right there? I think I want to get by him. Let's see if I can get to it from here. All right, y'all be patient with me. All right, this is what I gotta cross though. And I don't know if I can do it. Let's see. This is treacherous. Treacherous. I'm glad there's no hobos living here. Come steal my wallet or something. All right, I'm by the water, but I want to jump on that rock and then get to there. God, I hope that rock ain't slippery though. All right, let's see. Can I reach it though? Because look where my foot is, and I got to get there with these swirling waters. I don't know if this is a good idea or not. I might have to put my phone in my pocket for a minute. Okay, here I go. Here I go. Woo! I'm going under the bridge like the Red Hot Chili Peppers. Don't drop your phone, Jay. Ooh, I made it. I made it. Where do I go? Okay. Yeah, so there's the bridge that I just crossed. And here's, let's see if I can make it on this rock. How did these rocks get here? How do I get on this thing? You ready? Jump. 1, 2, 3, go! Oh, look at the water. Man, now I wonder if I can make it all the way across there. Look, if I get on this rock and then this one, but then there's a big leap from that to that. All right, let's see if we can do it. Let's see if we can do it. All right. See, the problem is these rocks can be real slippery when the algae and stuff grows on them. All right, 1, 2. Oh, if I let go though. Challenge complete. I don't know what it is with me and railroad tracks. Couldn't resist. And here's a picture of the bridge from afar and my delicious ribeye steak, corn, and potatoes. This is even cooler at night with the darkness and the sound of the water rushing by. I gotta hurry up before I get caught though. Well, that was fun, but that was then and this is now. And right now I'm driving south on 15 through St. George, Utah. So I had almost the same experience 2 nights in a row. Now you just saw me in Rifle, Colorado with this beautiful sunset walking across this cool old bridge down to the banks of this awesome river. Go and enjoy this delicious ribeye steak. Well, let's compare and contrast that to my night last night in Green River, Utah. It's called that because there's a green river running through it. The river looks like this. So that's the river in Green River. But I had kind of a similar experience. So here we go with our tale of two cities. Rifle versus Green River. I found a restaurant, I parked, I walked, I crossed the bridge, I went down to the banks of the river, I walked to the restaurant, I ate, went back to the truck. But it was way different. First of all, you remember that pretty sunset in Rifle? Well, this was the weather in Green River. The clouds above me, it's starting to rain, and it's not going to be pretty. The winds are so strong. I gotta beat this rain though, I gotta hurry. Yeah, not as good. And then you remember that cool rickety old bridge that I crossed? Well, this was me crossing the bridge in Green River. The river. Okay, so I went down to the river, and it was a lot easier to get to. All I had to do was hop a guardrail, and boom, I was right there. But here's me at the river. Right up to the banks of the river. After the river, I went to my restaurant. This one was called Tamarisk, T-A-M-A-R-I-S-K. I got there, the line was outside of the door. The hostess said it was gonna be a 20-minute wait, but I could tell with all those people, it was gonna be way more than 20 minutes. I was crestfallen, I was dejected. What to do? Well, the only thing I could do was turn around and walk right back to the truck stop. Now, in the same parking lot of the truck stop is a restaurant called West Winds. So you might be saying, but Jason, why'd you walk through all that weather when they had a restaurant right? Well, because I wanted Tamarisk, so I walked to Tamarisk. I didn't want West Winds. West Winds is what I got. It wasn't bad. I ordered a hamburger there, and it actually tasted like a hamburger. You know, nothing against McDonald's, Wendy's, Sonic, Burger King, the whole lot of them. But their patties don't taste like if I make a burger at home. It just tastes different. A lot different. Well, this one tasted like homemade. So I guess I was happy with that. And I almost ordered they had real food, not just burgers. They have fettuccine Alfredo, but I thought, ordering pasta dishes in Utah, especially some dusty little cow town in the middle of nowhere in Utah, it's probably not going to be good. I don't think they're using the imported Parmesan cheese or Parmigiano Reggiano to make their fettuccine Alfredo with. So this is something called the Virgin River Gorge. And I'm not a huge history buff, but I think it's called that. The guy who discovered it, some explorer, who discovered the Virgin River Gorge, he was such a fan of that movie with Steve Carell, the 40-Year-Old Virgin, that, you know, he gets to name it because he discovered it. So he's like, oh no, the Virgin River Gorge. So this is it. And I had a funny story. So if you're a truck driver, you know what I'm about to say. If you're not a truck driver, you don't know. But there's this sort of attitude that people who drive a certain type of truck, a Peterbilt 389 or a Kenworth W900, they look at drivers like me, because I drive a Volvo, and they sort of look down on us. They have this sort of haughty attitude because they drive a 389 or a W9. And so last night when I was parking at the Pilot, in Green River, they have a weird parking situation. There's this one row, and when that fills up, you start going to this other section, and then there's an overflow lot. And so I was in the second section, and there was two 389s right there. So I back in next to one of them, and there's a lady sitting there with the window down smoking cigarettes. This is me pantomiming somebody smoking a cigarette. Anyway, you can tell I don't smoke. I'd probably be better at it. How about like this? Does that look authentic? Anyway, I rolled down my window after I backed next to her. I rolled down my passenger window. I said, "Hey, is it okay for me to park here, or is this Peterbilt's only?" And she knew what I was getting at. She saw I was driving a Volvo. So luckily she was cool, and she played along. She goes, "No, only cool people can park here, no Volvos." And I said, "Oh man." I said, "Well, look, I used to drive a W900 with a cat engine and an 18-speed transmission," which is true, by the way. I said, "Does that count?" She goes, "Nope." Anyway, she was real cool. We talked for about, I don't know, 5 minutes or so. This is my favorite part. Look, 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 look. Look at the rocks. They're all on an angle. I love that. So that's it for this trip, and that's it for this video. I hope you liked it, and thank you for watching. I hope you watch the next one. But if not, thank you for watching this one. And before I leave, I'm going to give you a little bonus footage. It's going to show what I do when I get back to the yard. I had to drop a trailer and pick up a new one. But what happens when there's another trailer in front of your new one? You want to talk about tedious? Look, just be thankful there's fast forward mode. So anyway, check it out if you want to see what that's all about. But until next time, this is Jason signing out. Okay, so I had to back my trailer between this. At its tightest, there was about 1.5 inches of room between each mirror. It was tight. I mean, tight. But I'm a professional, right? So I got it. But I gotta admit, I was sweating a little bit. So here's what I'm trying to do. I had to back my trailer that I brought to the yard in, and then I had to lower the landing gear, disconnect the airlines, and check it out. Look above the tire. You see that thing open up? That's what locks the kingpin onto the truck. And disconnect the truck from the trailer I brought to the yard. Pull it out of this tight spot. But hey, we got it. Next, I had to back up to that next trailer because it was blocking the trailer that I needed to get. So it's back up to it, raise the landing gear, connect the airlines, pull it out, move it to, basically I just moved it one spot over, and then lower the landing gear, disconnect the airlines, unhook from it, pull out, and then back into the trailer that I needed to get. Then connect the airlines, raise the landing gear, pull it out so I could do my pre-trip inspection, and from there it was off to Nampa, Idaho, the gem state.